Alright guys, day 2 of some Oklahoma public land scouting. It's Olap land, Oklahoma Land Access Program. This is basically just a 140 acres of mostly wooded. I think there's somebody out here brush hogging right now. And I'm just gonna walk around, see what I see. I have a trail camera. Just gonna be looking for spots to hunt. This is closer to town, so it's probably gonna be quite a few people hunting this, I think. It's only about 20 minutes from where I live, so if it's good, I think I'll be hunting this a little bit more. So if you can see that, it's this green spot here, 140 acres. Just gonna get in there and see what I can find. This stuff is a little more what I'm used to hunting. There's a lot of hardwoods, oaks, cedar. Just came into a pretty good little opening here. Most people are probably just going to be setting up on the easy stuff. It's kind of what I've seen in the past. Some people aren't too serious. They just like to get out and try to get them a deer, but really want the big bucks, gotta dive in deep. Mainly looking for terrain differences, edges. Big oak trees transition into cedars or something. Deer love to get along the edges of stuff. Here's a bigger field. I'm not sure if they plant anything in these or not, but maybe that's somebody's spot from last season. I think the hardest thing about finding a good spot is access, because if you don't have good access, then it's really hard to get to your stand. Real thick in here. There's hardly any way you'll be able to bow hunt in here. It's so thick. I'm thinking if there's not a lot of pressure on this piece, then this field might be a pretty good little spot to hunt. A couple good trees over there for a stand. See, that'd be a south wind. They're coming from the north, blowing to the south. But I just have to see what the pressure's like. You can probably hear that, but there's a pretty major interstate out there, highway. So that's probably gonna keep a lot of deer over here, and they will probably cross it, but not as often as you'd think, probably. Green dot, that's where I'm at. I'm getting into some pretty good woods here. It's not quite as thick. It's on the south side of that open field. So I'm just looking for any sign or train difference. Pretty good deer trail right here. So here's a little creek just came up on right here. This is the kind of stuff I'm looking for. Lots of tracks. I think I may mark this spot. May put my camera right here, but I'm not sure yet. Would be pretty hard to get a shot. Of course, there's a lot of leaves on right now, but a couple decent trees right around here. So I just logged this spot in my app. So I'm gonna put my trail camera right over here. Alright, got my camera right there. So we'll see how that turns out. So this is kind of what I was talking about, edges. As you can see, this is cedar right here, and just 15 yards that way, I think they're the willows, I don't know, but I'm seeing lots of sign right in there. That kind of explains that. So I'm on kind of like a little ridge that is running north and south. You can see how it dips off down there. So this is another terrain difference that these deer probably like to use. Here's a big white oak. Post oak, I think. And there's not a whole lot of these in this little spot. So if that's dropping acorns early season, this could be a good spot as well. Lots of oak trees in here. So we'll probably be checking this out early season. Just spooked a couple deer that were bedded right there. I think they were does. So thick in here. So we just kind of came out of that thick stuff, and there was deer bedded right back there. It'd be a close range shot in here if I did put a stand, but a little smaller. Looks like here's an old rub from last season, possibly. Pretty small. Well, that's gonna wrap that up. Just got it back by the truck, and there's a guy up there. He's gonna do a little dove hunting. So anyway, pretty good trip. Quite a couple good spots. That guy did tell me on the far south side there's a pretty big opening. It's just where the power poles are. He said a lot of the bucks and does will be running that, coming in and out from pressure from hunters in that on this side, the north side of it. So that's a good little tip I got. So we'll see. Pretty good. Anyway, that's gonna wrap up this day 2 scout public land. So anyway, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Leave me a like. Really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.